Hello guys, and welcome to the next episode of Building Underpants with Cable Guy. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to make this tree back here. I'll show you the methods and the techniques that I like to use, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, so when I first started making these style of trees, I always started off with the guideline. It lets you see the overall shape of what the shape of the tree is going to be. And at the bottom, you want to keep it kind of straighter so you have somewhere to go and somewhere for the other off branches to kind of go. So I'll just kind of curve it up a little bit, curve it a little more as we get closer to the top of it, like such. And then I want to start bringing it over here about right now. And so you just kind of keep bringing it over, keep bringing it up a little bit, and until you get a shape that you are happy with. And kind of pull back, take a look at it. Say, do you like that? And yeah, but by the time we have our other by the time we have our other branches, we will be able to. It'll look a lot more balanced. And now, the next step that I like to do is that I like to kind of put in a guide to how thick I want the bottom and the middle and the top, because trees in nature, they're thicker on the bottom and they get narrower as you go up to the top, and this is basically how thin it'll be. But in the middle here, you kind of want to put another one there, another one there, and you can kind of see how that adds a little, just a little bit more. And then at the bottom, I like to do trees about this size at the bottom, and in the middle here, the middle here probably be about like something like this, close to that, and you just kind of want to fill in and kind of make everything look nice. And the ends here will be covered up with slabs and stairs, dark oak slabs and stairs. That's my favorite style to build with. I also know stripped birch and birch slabs and stairs work really well together. And I'll show you an example of that at the end. And so here you just kind of want to build it up, basically get all the sides to match up over there. And what I do is I always, right on these parts right here, always bring it up like that. It's just, for me, it's a lot easier to get started. And then now I like to start kind of moving in a little bit. So kind of like that and like that. Just kind of work it to where you think is going to look decent. Something about like that. And then when you take a step back, well, you think to yourself, this looks a little funky. So what I do is I start just kind of playing with the overall shape of it. Trying to make it look as natural as I possibly can. And what I'll do is I'll knock that down. And I want one right in the middle there. Like that. And then, don't be afraid to put some down here too. And, just kind of play around with it until you find a shape that you like. And then keep building up. And one thing that I like to do right here is I like to hide in some lighting. Something that people aren't going to see. And I like to use, you can use any of the block you want to for the lighting. And I like to use spruce to cover it because I think it looks a lot better. And for now, let's put a block in there. Maybe take that one out. Add a block there. There. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Kind of getting to make it look natural and organic. And we're just about there, I think, for the line. Maybe a little thicker up top. About like that, I think. Just kind of take a look overall, because this will look a lot different too after we add the dark oak slabs and stairs. Alright, so the next thing that I like to do is I like to add some branches off of it. And so, like, I think right here right about here would be a good spot for a branch. So again, I just use another guide, and I'll start bringing it up and over. And one thing I always keep in mind when I'm making my trees is I don't want the height of the branch to go taller than the main trunk of the tree. And I think, and it's served me well so far, so I think it works. And this time I think I'll bring it down. And with the branches won't be too thick, so they're a little easier to figure out how you want them to work. Something sort of like this, you know, and don't be afraid to change anything to try to make it work. And so let me add in the next branch, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you're going to start wanting to add the slabs and stairs. And like I said before, I like the dark oak slabs and stairs because they match so well. And so what I do is, you know, I just kind of start throwing them in, covering up the exposed part of the logs, just like so. Come up here, cover up these. You know, by the time you're done, you're going to use quite a bit of them, but it always makes for a good effect. Like right here, another good spot to add some more lighting. You know, because if you're building this in survival, you can never have enough lighting, as far as I'm concerned. So just keep adding, just keep going. Try to keep it looking as natural as you can, of course. Like this, and show you what it looks like when it's all done. And so like right here, I don't like the way this is gonna look by the time I get all the stairs in it. See, it just looks too bulky on the end. So don't be afraid to take a piece off if you need to, because by the time you add these, it adds quite a bit of bulk to it. So you don't need as much as you think you might sometimes. And at the ends here, I always like to put a stair, and I always like to kind of in the way that it's flowing, have that way pointing up. So yeah, so be right back. And so here's another little spot too, because you can't get both of these with a slab or a stair. So all I like to do is I like to take one out, and I like to add two stairs like that. And it really helps, I think, with the shape, like the shape that you want to keep. So, just about done. Give me one more second. Alright guys, so next we want to do twigs on our branches. And when you're doing those, you know, you want to have them all kinds of twists and turns, because, you know, in nature, twigs aren't straight. So what I like to do is have all kinds of curves going all kinds of different directions. And don't worry about it looking, you know, crazy, because once we put the leaves on it, you won't see much of the twigs anyways. So, and you don't want to go straight, because something like, you just don't want to go like that. That's boring. You need to add all the turns and everything. And another thing I like to do is on the ends, I try to keep them kind of shorter. And on the middle, I like to go longer, because I think that's kind of how it goes anyways. So let me do a few of these here on camera, and I'll do the rest off. Don't want to forget underneath it too. Alright guys, and I will be right back and show you what it looks like when I have all the twigs in. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention is when you are doing these, like, you don't want them to connect too much. Say like if I put one here, it would connect there, so you don't want to put one there. You want to keep them, you can keep them kind of away from each other. I think it just gives the overall effect, you know, that it's actually a tree with twigs and branches and everything like that. So, alright, be right back. Alright, so as you can see, I have all the twigs in, and you're probably asking yourself, Caable, what in the heck have you done to this poor tree? It looks like an alien tentacle monster thing. And I promise you guys, when we add the bushes in, it'll look so much better, and it'll make it come alive. And so when I get all those done, usually, and next I'd like to try, just try to add a couple here and there on the bottom of these, and I think it really helps round it out and make it look so much better. So add a couple in here like this, have some hanging down like that there. I think this looks really good. Alright guys, so now it's time to start adding in the leaves. And I'm going to go back to the 3 leaves that I like to use the most, the jungle, spruce, and acacia. And when you're starting to do these, you just kind of want to spot them in. And always start at the top, I think. You don't want to use every single space that there is. You want to leave some space so you can see through it. When I first started doing trees, I actually filled every space, and I could tell something wasn't right with them. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then I tried to spot it in for the first time, and I thought it looked absolutely amazing. And so that's the way I have been doing it ever since. And I'll show you what it looks like here after I spot in a few. Put a few more in, and I'll show you here. And as you can see, as I got the 3 leaves in there, it actually really is starting to come alive. And you can see, and it looks really good, I think, with like the fences sticking out of the leaves. It really makes it look a lot more realistic. So let me finish the rest of these up, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, and there you have it. As you can see, the bushes, or leaves, whichever one you want to call them, they look, makes it look so much better. And it's a funky kind of tree, I know, but I like them. And another touch you can do, which I've kind of started shying away from, is adding vines to it. The way that vines grow, they're just crazy, and you need a crazy amount of strain to control them. So I have kind of just stopped using them. I'm hoping that's something that Minecraft fixes at some point, but who knows. So, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. So here's that example of the strip birch tree that I told you guys about earlier, and I used it the exact same method that I just showed you guys. So there you go, and you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day.